What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the La Liga Career Mode. It's episode number 16. There's loads to get through today as a Triple One player in my academy from the scouting. We've got match days 4, 5 and 6 of the Champions League phase, where we'll kick off Arsenal away at the Emirates, and more big games in La Liga aiming to build on that big win against Espanyol after a really tough start to the season. So first game, North London, my first game in England to save, Arsenal away in a crucial match day 4 in the Champions League phase. Vamos Valencia. To start this season off, we have only won a third of our games. 1 win in 3 in the Champions League and 4 wins in 12 in La Liga. It's safe to say we have not quite had the starts of the campaign we had last year. Yes! But, you know, that's just what comes with more expectations. You know, it's more pressure. You know, the higher you climb, the harder it is to hold your composure. But I love this saying, you know, pressure either makes diamonds or bursts pipes. Which one are you going to be? Well, we've been leaking a lot of goals to start the season off, so unfortunately it feels like it's the pipes. But for now, leading in North London, can we hang on? Zinchenko, there's a 1-2 on Milinkovic-Savic, now Martinelli into Sergei. Arsenal trying to find that leveller soon after the restart, but I must say, where has this defending been this season? Like all night long we've kept Arsenal quiet, and it's been, as things stand, a defensive masterclass on the back of what was no clean sheets in 8 games. In this one here away at the Emirates, football really is unpredictable, isn't it? Like, of all the games for this performance to come out, oh, it's Almeida should have made it too. This is bizarre. No one was expecting this. Oh, nice chance for Arsenal. Don't let him get the point. Yes, Mascara. What a tackle. And Ariso's back to help him out. And that is going to do it. No clean sheets in 8 games in all competitions. Leaking left, right and centre. And then coming to Arsenal away, where we haven't won on the road in any of our opening Champions League games. Shutting the door and holding on to a 1-0 scoreline. Football, it's a funny old game. It truly is the most unpredictable sport, I think, that you can play. Massive win, our first away in Europe and second in our first 4 as well. So big win there. Let's jump straight into the next game as well. Loads to get through today, so we won't waste any time. Following contest, Barcelona taking on Hansi Flick side. Back at the Mestalla, back in La Liga. But again, tough start domestically this season. Only 4 wins in our first 12 games. And now taking on what will be one of the front runners for the title this season. Barca. Vamos Valencia. It's the reason we love it though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's the best thing about the sport is just the chaos of it, the carnage of it, the wildness, the unpredictability of the sport itself. And dare I say it, it's almost cinematic as Rafinha fires in the opener for certain things that can happen within this glorious game. It's like, you know, the one that most people go back to, and myself as well, is the 2016 Premier League season. Who on earth at the start of the campaign, other than the most die-hard of Foxes fans, would have thought Leicester, would go and win the Premier League titles? Pepe Lu goes down. You know, it's moments like that where you just think there's no chance, and then it happens. Down a goal here and a Pepe Lu injury too. Not an ideal start, and being brought right back down to earth. Even within individual games themselves, you think about moments that, you know, not many people would have predicted, maybe at the start of the game or during it. You know, for example, Barca's incredible comeback against PSG in the Champions League knockout stage. To me, that never gets spoken about as much as it should, in my opinion, for one of the great comebacks in European ties. Liverpool, of course, in the Champions League final against AC Milan in Turkey. Incredible, in my opinion, the greatest Champions League comeback of all time. Manchester United scoring twice in stoppage time against Bayern Munich in Barcelona. I mean, just incredible moments where, again, pre-game, halfway through the game or right towards the end of the game, no one will predict it, and then it happens, and that is why we love football. Ansu Fati just couldn't get away. What I'm not loving in this game is how difficult it's been to break down that Barcelona team. Still trailing by 1, and as things stand, yeah, it's going to be a familiar feeling of loss in what's been an incredible difficult season. Only 4 wins in our first 13, and no doubt about it, we will do very well to be back in the Champions League for next season. Rafinha at the double, half an hour to go. Barca going 2-0 up. Careful. It's going to be free. It is. Too weak. Like, you're going to put your foot in, son. You've got to make a stronger challenge than that. Dani Olmo adds the third, and Barca have ran absolutely rampant at the Messiah. I don't know how we kept that clean sheet enough. But again, that's the thing. Like, that's the unpredictability of it. No one would have seen it coming based on this form. This scoreline was the more likely one in the English capital. Hugo Giroud gets one back, but with this defending, we're going to concede a fourth and fifth. Corner floated in. Trouble doing that sort of stuff with Lewandowski lurking, aren't you? But we've got it away, and Chan's in his own half, so it is onside, and it is going to be 3-2. I'm already calling it now. There's an offload to Silva for the tap-in. So we've done well to come back, to be fair, from 3-0 down, not giving up with 20 to go, and getting ourselves a respectable scoreline. But the problems are laid bare once again for Valencia this season. We know exactly where the issues are. Going forward, we're scoring a lot of goals, but defensively, I mean, every single game, other than our Arsenal clash, we are getting carved open like a Christmas turkey. It's got to stop. Right, jumping straight out of the game, I'll show you the Pepe Lu injury on the screen. Not sure how long it will be for, but you'll be seeing it. And then we'll have the following game after an international break. Traveling to Galicia to take on Celta Vigo away from home, where 4 wins in 13 games in La Liga. Already, I'm writing off any chance of getting a title race, but to get back in a race for a European place, we've got to go on a winning run. Let's start here. Vamos Valencia. Got to target 3 points in these games, home or away. We're a top 4 team after last season, and so if we are to stay there, these need to be wins. Silva with the early opener, 10 minutes in, and we do have the early lead. Yep, can't feel sorry for ourselves, man. Disappointing loss at the Barcelona, but win this. It's 3 wins in 4 in all competitions, and maybe we can get on a run. It's what we need: form, momentum. Let's win once or twice and hope that'll be enough. I mean, if you want to be a mid-table side, sure, maybe that kind of form is going to cut it. You want to be a Champions League team? Well, you know how important a consistent run of form is going to be, as the Premier League sides are finding out this year if they are to stay between positions 2 and 4. Samu makes it 2, and it should be 3 wins in 4 in all competitions, and good form going into that trip to Greece for matchday 5 in Europe. Very nice ball through the gap to Fati. Nice ball through the gap to Silva. Nice finish into the top corner. Valencia running rampant in Galicia. Where's this kind of performance been? Chan to Fati, and Kelvin. There's a great ball through. Samuel with a great first touch, and the finish. Absolutely fantastic. Our top scorer this season. We spent big to bring him in. I think it's safe to say already a third way through the season, that price tag is justified. Job done before the break with 4 goals in the first half. And I don't want to jinx it, but maybe, just maybe, after a shaky start, Valencia have found their feet. 2 clean sheets in 3, 3 wins in 4. Let's keep the run going. Following game, jumping straight into it, matchday 5 in the Champions League phase. Off to Greece, take on Olympiacos away from home, going for back-to-back wins in Europe. Vamos Valencia. And the good news is we've got a bit of a favourable run of fixtures coming as well. Next 2 games in La Liga, Real Oviedo. Oh, Giroud, what a touch! And then the new boys, Real Zaragoza, who, by the way, for those curious, I have wanted to do a career mode with Real Zaragoza for literally about 10, 12 years. Still haven't done one yet, but listen, maybe next year. But anyway, Hugo Giroud, 7 minutes in, opens the scoring. And yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but I think Valencia have turned the corner now. With some favourable fixtures coming, this is the time to get on that winning run we've been craving. And unlike the game on the weekend, this has been a totally different kind of fixture. I mean, there's been very few chances. Oh, Van Hecker did really well. Can't block the pass inside. Mascara blocks the shot and we'll get it away. It's not been a game we've ran rampant. We just need to stay disciplined defensively, and we have. Where has this been from Valencia all season long? Going for our 3rd clean sheet in 4. Our 4th win in 5. And yeah, I do not want to jinx it, but I feel as though Valencia have turned the corner. Oh, how on earth did that stay out? Off the woodwork, poked back in, and still not clear. Guerra denied. Still might not have found a second, but did not need it. Back-to-back 1-0 wins in Europe, and our qualification is looking on with 3 games to play. Right, let's jump straight out of that game and into the next one. Real Oviedo coming to the Mestalla on a brilliant run, our best of the season so far. We've got to keep it going on what should be a banker here. Real Oviedo, Vamos Valencia. Healer to Chan, through the gap to Bernabé. Guerra taking the armband today with Gaia having a breather. Like I said, we are going to need a long-term successor for Gaia at some point. Pedrosa's kind of like the stand-in man, but... Oh, what a ball across, and Samu gets a little bit lucky, and still it's denied. Chan then feeds it through the gap to Fabio Silva, and finally at the third attempt, we do get it in. I don't know if you guys are the same as me, when you've got like a club captain, a long-serving club captain, it's always really sad, but it's also exciting at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It's scary, it's sad, but it's also exciting too. Who's going to replace Gaia in 2 or 3 years' time? Yeah, it's equal parts scary and unpredictable. It's equal parts exciting, you know. And it's how I'm trying to see life a little bit as well. I've always been someone who's quite... like, I like the status quo. Oh, Silva. I like the status quo to be maintained. I don't like change, as you can tell based on my style of videos for 14 years. But, yeah, I'm someone who just likes to keep things as they are. But there is some excitement when you realise, oh, we're going to have to do something new here, you know? As Chan is taken down and stays down as well. Pepe Lu's done for 3 months. That might be Chan done for 3 months too. That's gutting for the streamer as well, because I thought with the Pepe Lu injury, this is his time now, not just to get back in the team, but to stay in the team. Loaded ball over the top, and a great finish too. And from a goal down and on the ropes, Oviedo have levelled it. Missed that golden chance with Fabio Silva, and then, well, right on cue, he's on the ball and restores the lead instantly. That's why you shouldn't do those skill shots when the lead is only 1 or the game is tied. It's like, get yourself a cushion and then start playing fancy. Nothing skillful there, just smacked it in. Yeah, Fabio Silva at the heart of everything in this game, and... playing a bit like last season's Fabio Silva, really. He's on for the hat-trick. He should get it. Takes his time, and there it is. Hat-trick for Fabio Silva. First of the season, our top scorer last year. And after I signed Samu, the big question would be, do I stick with him up top or go with Juro? So I've got a left footer and a right footer. Well, I've gone with Silva in most of the games, and in this stretch, he's been impressive. That's the hat-trick. And that is surely going to be 4 wins in 5 for Valencia. Or 5 wins in 6 even. Yep, this is the time for Valencia. You don't often get a good run of games where you think you can win them all. When you do have the opportunity, you've got to take it. Valencia are 5 wins in 6 in all competitions. But unfortunately, we will indeed miss Chan for the next 3 months with the broken toe. December's here. 3 more scouting updates to see what we got. We're from Spain. I'm quite excited about Gonzalo Verdejo here as the possible successor of Jose Gaia. So I'll give him a scholarship and keep scouting these 4 players here. As for the Solomon Islands, this is looking like a hidden gem for a nation to scout here. Misaki Tawalapapa is going to get a scholarship, and I'll keep scouting the rest of the players here. And as for Kyrgyzstan, we shall keep on scouting these 5 players for now. Which just goes to show you, man, as I mentioned before, sometimes people ask me for tips on you scouting. What country should I scout? I often say it. The nation where you scout doesn't really matter. So long as you've got the 5-star scout, believe me, you can go anywhere on the map and you will find a wonder kid or 2. Right, following game, and what a great run for Valencia. Now he's the top 10 for the first time all season long, but if we can get back in a European place, we've got to keep the run going. Real Zaragoza in our following game, newly promoted away from home. I said before, I really want to do an RTG with these guys one day, but in this one here, I want to thrash them and keep this streak going. Vamos Valencia. What it is about Real Zaragoza is that not only are they a great kind of like classic Spanish club, if you will, they've also won the Copa del Rey 6 times, but they're a side who you would think they would be, you know, La Liga staple and, you know, being regularly in the top tier, but actually they haven't been in the top tier for a while now, and they're also on the brink of possibly dropping into the 3rd tier, and they've really struggled. So I think a return to glory and also to get them their first ever La Liga title would be really cool. But also the place itself, I don't know what it is about Zaragoza. I'm a real creature of comfort, you know, I'm a real introverted person. I don't travel. Oh, Silva, he's on fire right now. And I went to Buenos Aires a couple of years ago, but for the most part, I've never really travelled, never really been interested in going to exploring loads of different places. But there's a few European cities I've always wanted to go to. Prague, Amsterdam. And don't ask me why, but I've always wanted to go to Zaragoza as well. And maybe if I do get to go there one day, I'll get to go and watch them play, possibly in the 3rd tier, based on how their season's gone this year. Anyway, Silva is on absolute fire right now. There's a reason I didn't start Samu in this game. He needs a breather. No problem with Fabio up top. Yeah, there's only 2 cities in the world I'm like desperate to visit one day before I die. New York and Rio de Janeiro. I've always wanted to go to Rio de Janeiro. Eu falo um pouco português, então eu gostaria de visitar um dia, Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo e Salvador. Um dia, eu gostaria. Does that make sense? But yeah, I hope to visit those two one day. But again, the European cities, I'm obviously very lucky to live in Europe, so traveling is not too expensive and wouldn't take too much time. I do hope one day when I've got a bit more money. I'm obviously really struggling financially at the moment, so it's certainly not on my periphery when I'm struggling to pay my rent. But yeah, one day I'd love to visit a few of those European cities too. And it's Silva right now, by the way. This is incredible. The man has benched Samu, my club record signing. He's been that good. Yeah, I must say I'm a little bit nervous that very soon I'm going to have to start asking for Patreon donations again, which I really don't want to do. I really don't want to do, but I'm running out of money. I'll be totally honest, man. I've always said I would never ask for help unless I physically need it. Oh dear. And yeah, I'm at that point now. I've been relying on savings for a few months to pay my rent. And I've mentioned before, I'm going to have to move out of Manchester, which oh, goodness gracious, second time today, I got a bit lucky there. And I have to move out of Manchester. I've lived here for 10 years now. It's become my home. Speaking of cities, Manchester's become my home for 10 years. I've made my new group of friends up here, got a new best friend up here. In fact, both my best friends are up here now. And I've been so blessed to have been taken in by this city's residents who, ever since I first moved up here, have been nothing but great to me. But I'm going to have to move elsewhere because it's just too unaffordable now in Manchester. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to start asking for Patreon donations again. I don't want to, and I hope people can understand it's a really reluctant thing I'm going to need to do. But yeah, I certainly do need a bit of help in that regard. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. I can't get a job at the moment, and I can't afford to pay my bills without relying on savings. It's a really, really precarious position to be in right now, and yeah, the most amount of pressure I think I've felt in possibly my entire adult life. Right, let's try and squeeze in two more to end the episode, and what a great episode for games we've had as well. Some absolute thrillers, and I expect this one to be as well. Following contest, match day 6 in the Champions League phase. Fenerbache away at their new stadium. Their stadium is in the game now for the first time in FC, which is fantastic. First, we've got to play there, so really looking forward to this. Fenerbahce away, our penultimate game today. Vamos Valencia. I think I just said the new stadium. Of course, it's not a new stadium, but the real stadium is what I meant, now in the game. Oh, what a ball, Guerra. And what a start here as well. Any new real stadium that gets added to the game, I'm pleased with it. More real stadiums, the better. My first time getting to play here, and talk about starts. Our first shot results in our first goal. 2 minutes in. That might be the quickest goal I've scored in FC 25. Heal up winning, mate. Now Bernabé. Oh, no, oh, great Hezi. Anderson Talisca. How great is his footwork? There's some realism for you there. Puts my man on the floor, seats him down, like Kylian Mbappe versus Vardy. Oh, and it's 1-1. I meant that to go to Guerra, though. One of those frustrating moments where I, once again, failed to repeat my mantra, PWP, pass with purpose. Speaking of which, Fabio Silva denied. Still 1-1. Ariso down the right, he's got Samu in the middle, he'll find him, and again I'm looking for the main man. It's not the club record signing, it's Fabio Silva. And why wouldn't I look for him right now? He's on fire. Just couldn't squeeze it in. 18 to find a winner. There's Pedroza. Finds Bernabé. Silva. Samu! Come on! Huge game in Turkey. Brilliant game in Turkey. Samu might have just hit the winner as we'll keep the winning run going. Come on! What a win. What a huge win. And to leave Turkey with those 3 points and our third win on the trot in the Champions League. That is what you call a real test of character, that. Challenged, conceded a silly goal, but picked ourselves back up and won it late through Samu. Brilliant games today. Do we have time for one more? Go on, squeeze it in. Our final game today, and it's a big one as well, so it'll be a good one to end on. Athletic Bilbao coming to the Mestalla in a really big contest here, but our best run of form for Valencia. It is 5 wins in a row in all competitions. Let's make it 6 on the trot, and then on the high in what has been a great episode. Final game Vamos Valencia. What a run from Valencia. These are the sessions where it's like you just don't want to stop playing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, you got things to do. You know, you probably should stop at some point, but it's like, oh, go on, one more. You know, I'm winning brilliantly right now. The games are fantastic. One more. Come on! Sammy with the opener. Valencia leads 6 minutes in. We're finally getting our form sorted. I remember there was one night, going back a long time now, but I used to play pro clubs with a very famous YouTuber, you will know the name of, Nepenfez. And we were mates back in the day, and we used to play pro clubs like late at night, and just the two of us oftentimes. And there was this one night where he would finish up his work quite late, and he'd say, "Do you want to hop on?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And there was one night where I think we started about 1:30 in the morning, and I was like, "I'll play 2 or 3 games, you know." And then I think it got to about 5:30 in the morning. We were playing so well, and he just kept on messaging me like, "One more." And I was like, "Oh yeah, go on." I could barely keep my eyes open. But when you are playing so well and you're having so much fun, you just don't want to stop. You just don't want to stop. I don't want to stop, but I promise I win on the end of this one. Come on, what a run this has been. Took the early 2-goal lead, nothing since then. But I'm not going to say no to a good shutout like this, where Bilbao have not really had a sniff until they do and score from it. Sanchez, who is an amazing player in this game, does give Bilbao a chance. 15 to go. Can we hold on to our 8th win in 9 in all competitions? Yeah, we will hold on to the win and claim our 8th in 9 in all competitions. A polar opposite run of form to the way we started the campaign, and it just goes to show once again that even if you have stumbled out the blocks, you can always pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start moving forward once again. But that will do it for today's episode of La Liga, guys. If you enjoyed it, please do drop a like. Once off to you all, have a fantastic day. I will return in the next one with more games in La Liga, aiming to chip away at the big deficit, with the top 4 teams still far clear of us. On the Super Copa against Atletico Madrid, and hopefully match day 7 and 8 in the Champions League phase, plus the Copa del Rey against Levante too. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.